Good evening to all. I welcome you all for KSRM faculty lecture series. And so more than 1 month continuously we are conducting with the support of faculty and students. It's a very good platform and a very short time. So we can deliver. So interested topic. Today Dr. M.V. Ratnama Madam, Associate Professor from the Department of CSC is going to deliver on cyber security topic. So it's a current demanding topic, cyber security. Now I welcome Madam. I hand over to you. Please begin the session, Madam.
Thank you, sir. Good evening to one and all. Today I am going to deliver a speech, a small topic, that is my presentation is on cyber security. Just a minute, I'll share PPT. Sir, is it visible, sir?
Yes, Madam.
Okay. So actually, today I'm going to give some brief information about cyber security. So first of all, before going to start about some of the threats and how to overcome that type of threats, so I want to express the importance of cyber security. So why we need to have some security? Because nowadays the internet allows attackers to work from anywhere on the planet. That means nowadays we are also using internet. Without internet we are unable to do all of our works. That means we are completely dependent upon the internet. So along with the improvement in the technology, we also have some problems in the internet. Why? Because the attacker, so just like a thief, what we call. So if that person we are unable to see, but he used to steal our data, stole our data. So that means the attacker may work from anywhere on the planet. So that means we are unable to identify who is that person who has affected or who has damaged our data, who leaked our data. So that is the situation nowadays. So the risks that are going to be caused by our poor security knowledge and practices are some different types of theft: identity theft, monetary theft, legal ramification, sanctions or termination if policies are not followed. So these, that means we had some number of different kinds of thefts. So that what I am going to discuss it today. At the same time, we'll see how we have to overcome that type of problems to some extent. So at the same time, according to SANS Institute, here nothing but System Admin Audit Network Security. It is one of the non-profitable institute in USA. So the main theme of this institute is to provide cyber security to the users. So they have provided some vulnerable activities to a cyber criminals like web browser, IM client, web applications, excessive user rights. Now, what is cyber security? It is nothing but safety. Just how we provide safety to our home by having some lock. Similarly, we must protect our computers and data. So just similar to the way how we protect our homes. Now, why we require this safety? Because we must behave in such a manner that we must be able to fight against this type of risks and threats. Why? Because as the technology improves, automatically risks are also going to be improved. So it is our duty that we must protect our data from threats. So we have to follow the safety measures. Okay. So that's why cyber security is nothing but called as a safety. So we must protect our computers, at the same time data, just similar to the way how we protect our home with the help of doors, locks, etc. So that is the main content. Now for user awareness, so here I am going to show you some different types of cyber criminals. Here, when you observe, we have some crackers. Means we are unable to see that person, but he used to inject some software. Okay, that software may be in any form like SQL injection, buffer overflow, password cracker, password dictionaries. In any manner, they used to inject this software. Suppose if we download that software or if we download that particular content, automatically we are going to be affected with a hacking. So like that, the criminals, what they are going to do is they will generate some spam credit card numbers, etc. Suppose for example we are doing some shopping, online shopping itself. Suppose if it is not an authorized website, we may enter our credit card numbers, passwords, everything. So at that time, they are able to uh, build some keyloggers and they will catch all our information, and that information is going to be further used and it may cause damage to our a lot. Okay, so like that we are going to be faced with some cyber criminals. In general, the cyber criminals, if they perform with this malware, most probably they used to earn 1k dollars to 2k dollars. So nowadays it has become more in number. Now, leading threats. The general threats what we are going to occur to our systems. Nothing but viruses, worms, Trojan horses or logic bombs, social engineering, rootkits, botnets, or zombies. So these are the leading threats. Just I'll give you some brief information about each and every threat. Then after that we'll see how to overcome from them. So actually virus is nothing but it is a type of or it is a program which is going to be attached to our file. When you see the slide here, program A is added with some extra code which is not visible for us. When we use that particular code or particular software, automatically the virus will be injected into our system and it is going to cause some damage to our files or disk. So whatever the program you are going to install and if you execute that, automatically the virus will going to be activate and replicates itself. So this type of viruses can cause some computer crashes and loss of data. So this is one of the most important threat in our cyber crimes. How to prevent this type of viruses? Okay, so avoid potentially unreliable websites or emails. So better to go through some authorized websites, at the same time authorized emails. Suppose if you are going to get any mails from unknown person, better to avoid them. Similarly, system restoration, here also you must be alert, and reinstall operating system. So at the same time, you have to use and maintain antivirus softwares. So that to updated versions, so that we can protect our systems from this type of viruses. So this is the first type of threat. And coming for second one, that is worms. Here, independent programs that replicates itself and sends copies from computer to computer. For example, we had a that means we have suppose any hacker have generated this type of worm, that is nothing but it is also a type of program or software. Automatically, whoever are there in their list of emails, so to them automatically it is transmitted and it is going to spoil the systems. Nothing but it spoils the data and it is going to cause a huge loss to them. So this is one type of another type of threat which is called as worms. After that, we had logic worms and Trojan horses. It is also one type of malware. So that is nothing but a program. So when you have this logic worms, suppose if it is going to be installed into our system, so at that time it may be affected the system. Similarly, we had Trojan horse. It is a masquerades as a benign program while quietly destroying data or damaging your system. Nothing but suppose we people are interested in some sort of games. So at that time we may install that game into download that game into our system. We don't know that behind that game there is some hidden code which will automatically spoils our data. So without our knowledge, it is going to affect the system. So that type of threat we are calling it as Trojan horse. So here, along with viruses, worms, logic worms, Trojan horse is also one of the dangerous threat. After this, social engineering. Nowadays, we all are familiar about our social networks. Mostly, we use our emails, okay, internet banking. So we are using this type of social engineering. So here, what is happening is it manipulates the people to perform actions, that is to enter their confidential data. Just like suppose if you get some message from any bank, they are asking you to enter your something OTP or else anything. So we may think that the data that mail is coming genuinely from uh, bank, but actually it is not coming from bank. Those are some sort of spam mails. So for what purpose they are going to send me? If we enter any our private data, they will automatically catch that, and that is going to be used by the hacker. So like that, we are going to face with some different types of problems in our social engineering. So, coming to the next threat, which is a very dangerous and mostly affecting one, that is phishing. In this phishing, we have some counterfeit emails. So, just now I have told you that we may get some mails from unauthorized persons. We are unable to know that, and we'll read that, and we do some activities automatically in the backend. That means that software is going to be installed into our systems, and it is going to cause a lot of damage. So just like here it is, that means we will think that it is just coming from a trustworthy person, but actually it may not come from trustworthy. So at that time we think and we give some our private information like credit card numbers, login IDs, passwords, etc. through mails. So this may cause a huge damage. This is one type of phishing attack what is going to be performed nowadays. So that is through counterfeit emails. And this phishing, it may also be performed through counterfeit web pages also. So counterfeit web pages means suppose we'll get some sort of web pages or some mails, and they will provide us some links like this. So what we will think, if we click on this link, directly we may enter into that particular website. But actually it is not a authorized one. It is a counterfeit web page. When you click on this link, so this link is attached with some keyloggers. So automatically whatever data you are going to type, that will be recorded, and it is going to be further used. So this is called as counterfeit web pages. So this may cause a lot of damage to our money or data, whatever it may be. So this is another type of phishing attack. So coming to the next one, that is botnet. It is also one type of threat nowadays what we are going to face. Actually, whatever we have discussed so far, those are uncompromised, nothing but they are not related to ours. But this botnet is a compromised computer, nothing but which is known for us, but we are unable to find out that it is going to create a threat. So a botnet is a number of compromised computers. They are going to generate some spam or viruses or a flood to a network with denial of services. Nothing but they used to send continuously with number of messages, which may create more traffic to our network. So this is one type of problem which is going to be done by this botnet. So whatever the computers that are involved in this botnet, we are going to call them as zombies. Okay, so we may refer this threat as botnet or zombies. Next one is man in the middle attack. So actually, when you see this diagram, you can easily identify. Actually, he is the user, but he want to access the web server. Here, there will be an attacker in the middle. He creates some false data and he motivates the user to send data to this particular attacker. Why? Because it is going to initiate the user that he is the Z9 web server, but actually he is not the Z9 web server. Then the data will be transferred to this attacker, and attacker will now transfer that to the web server, but he will leak that data. Okay, so this type of attacks we may refer it as man in the middle attack. Now similarly, we also had another type of threat that is called as a rootkit. So it is also nothing but a program or a software. So what will be happening means it penetrates the computer. A hacker may install a collection of programs which are called as rootkit, and it may enable easy access for hacker into the enterprise and keystroke loggers. That means they are going to generate with some sort of keystrokes so that they can get the data whatever you are going to enter. That means they will record that and they will further use that particular data. And similarly, it is going to eliminate evidence of breaking. So it modifies the OS also. So these type of activities will be performed by the rootkit. So this is about rootkit. Next one is here we have some laws here, nothing but Georgia data breach notification law. So what is the content of this means? An unauthorized acquisition of electronic data that compromises the security, confidentiality, or integrity of personal information. Nothing but sometimes we may enter our driving license or some ID numbers, okay, and some account passwords, PIN numbers. At that time, that number is connected with our private information. So the hacker may easily gain access to our data with the help of this private information. So this is also one type of activity going on nowadays. Now identifying security compromises. Suppose we are affected with any of the above threats. What symptoms will be shown in our systems? Nothing but antivirus software detects a problem. So we are going to face some problem in the antivirus software which is already in our system. And disk space suddenly disappears. At the same time, we may also get with some pop-ups suddenly appears. And files or transactions appear that should not be there. The computer slow down to a crawl. Unusual messages, sounds or displays on your monitor. And the mouse pointer moves by itself. At the same time, the computer spontaneously shutdowns or reboots. So often unrecognized or ignored problems may be happen when it is affected with any type of threat. So these are the symptoms so that we come to a conclusion that it is affected with some sort of hacking. So this is a symptom which is going to be seen when we are affected with any of the above compromises. Now, malware detection. So coming to this malware detection, here it changes to your browser homepage or start page. ending up on a strange site when conducting a search. And system-based firewall is turned off automatically. Lots of network activities while not particularly active. Excessive pop-up windows will be shown on your system. New icons, programs, favorites which you did not added will be shown. Frequent firewall alerts about unknown programs when trying to access the internet. At the same time, poor system performance is observed if it is affected with any type of malware. So, how to overcome from these type of activities? So, the best practices to avoid these threats, nothing but defense in depth uses multiple layers of defense to address technical, personal, and operational issues. So, what are all these different best practices we had? So, that I'm going to discuss here step by step. So first important one is antivirus and anti-spyware software. So we must have these things in our system. Antivirus softwares, it is able to detect certain types of malwares and it can destroy before it damages our data. So we should install and maintain antiviruses and anti-spyware that to updated versions. Many free and commercial options exist. So if we have any doubt, we can contact our technology support professionals. Then we can take some assistance from them in order to install this type of antiviruses and anti-spyware softwares. So this is the first step what we are going to perform. Similarly, it would be better to have some firewalls in our computer. So what the firewall will do is it is going to filter the data packets that are coming to our system and that leaves our computer. So a firewall acts as a barrier between your computer and private network and the internet. So suppose a hacker may use the internet to find, use and install applications on your computer. At that time, the firewall, whatever we have installed, it may prevent the hacker that which is going to which he wants to connect to our computer. So this is the best thing that
Madam, your voice is not reached. Madam. Madam, no voice, madam. Ratnama, madam, your presentation is disconnected, madam. I request the participants, please wait. So 5 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, madam will again rejoin. సార్ కిజర్ సార్
ఎస్ సార్ సార్
సార్ మేడం కాల్ చేయండి సార్.
ఓకే చేస్తున్నాను.
సార్ కిజర్ సార్.
సార్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్, దిస్ ఇస్ శ్వేత సార్.
సార్
మేడం
లాగిన్ అవుతున్నారు సార్.
సార్ మేడంకి ఏదో కొద్దిగా నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది
Okay,
సార్.
no problem.
విత్ ఇన్ 2 minutes he will rejoin సార్.
ఓకే.
ఓకే సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
I request all the participants, please bear with us. Wait to 1 or 2 minutes.
Sir, sorry for the inconvenience, sir.
Okay, no problem, madam.
Sir, at what time it has disconnected, sir?
Only 1 minute back. Okay, 30 seconds.
So shall I repeat from?
No. Just you open, madam. We will tell you.
Okay, sir. Just a minute. Best practices. Sir?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's completed, madam.
Okay,
Go ahead.
sir. Okay. Host-based firewalls also completed, sir.
So, antivirus, madam. Next,
Okay,
spyware,
sir.
antivirus.
Okay.
Yeah, this is completed, madam.
Okay, just a minute.
Please wrap up, madam. You just touch on each and every slide.
Okay,
Complete
sir.
it. Yeah.
So that means we are going to affect with some sort of symptoms if it is affected with any above compromises or threats, whatever we have discussed so far, like viruses, worms, Trojan horse, etc. So these are the symptoms what we are going to appear that it becomes very slow, and sometimes antivirus software is going to be detected with a problems. Now, this is also one type of malware detection, that we have some sort of symptoms that we may get with some sort of pop-ups. At the same time, changes to your browser homepage, and you are going to get with new icons, programs, favorites, which you did not add. So, the best practices to avoid these type of threats are nothing but it is first thing which is already discussed, that antiviruses and anti-spyware softwares. That means we need to have some updated versions of our antivirus softwares and that is anti-spyware softwares. So at the same time, if we don't have any idea, you can take help from some professionals so that they can assist us in order to have which type of antivirus softwares. Next one is the host-based firewalls. So actually, the firewall is a very important one which may filters the data packets that is entering into our computer as well as leaving from our computer. So here, we are going to observe with a firewall which is acting as a barrier between computer and our private network and the internet. Most probably, hackers may use the internet in order to enter into our system. So at that time, if you are having a well-equipped firewall, so at that time, we are not able to give a chance to a hacker to connect to our computer. So it may help us from different types of threats. So firewall is also one of the safety measure which is better for us to provide safety to our data. Next one is we should protect our operating systems. So generally, Microsoft is going to issue some regular patches or updates to solve the security problems in the present software. That means we should not be with our old versions itself. Why? Because it may have some sort of problems. So that is solved and further issued with the new versions. So we must be updated with a new versions. At the same time, the Windows Update feature built into Windows can be set automatically to download and install the updated versions. So better to avoid logging as an administrator. At the same time, we are also provided with some sort of Apple Store applications. We have so many softwares which are going to provide security to protect our OS. Similarly, we have to use some strong passwords. So strong password in a sense, that means password breaking is also one type of hacking what is going to be done. Suppose we have used our mail in any public places, even though you have logged out from that, but because of some keyloggers, your data may be recorded. So at that time, the passwords may be broken. So better to use with some strong passwords and better to use your mails in a public places. Okay. At the same time, a strong password means the password must be strong, but it should be able to remember by you, by us. At the same time, it may contain some alphabets, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and some special characters also we can use. Better to avoid our personal information or our family members' birthdays, children name, addresses to use as a passwords. Why? Because it is easy for hacker to get the personal information and they may try. So you should avoid this type of passwords. Now, just now I have discussed with you that we should have a strong password. So how to create a strong password? Nothing but that strong password must be rememberable by us. Nothing but we should not forget that. So we may take help of any quotations, which is very good, which we are very, which we have most interest or which we can remember. For example, here we are shown with one password like LIASMWTFOS, liasm, like that. So what is this actually? The background behind this means there is one Williams Shakespeare. So love is a smoke made with a fume of sighs. So in this quotation, we have collected the first letters from each of the word, so that if I remember this, if I are well known about this quotation, I can easily remember the password. Suppose if we want to add more complexity to your password, at that time we may change this I as 1, S as dollar symbol. That means we can take help of some numbers, symbols, so that we can provide more complexity to our passwords, which is not easy for a hacker to break that particular password. Okay, so or it may be creative. Okay, so like that we have to create with a strong password. Similarly, password guidelines. Nothing but we should not use our private information. It should be very secret, but it should be easily rememberable. It should not be easy for others to guess our passwords. So like that, we have to create with a strong password. And some more like avoid social engineering and malicious softwares. Sometimes you may get with some email attachments. Unless you are expecting the email with the attachment and you trust that sender, don't click on that particular email or particular file which is attached. So which may cause the software, that is data which is going to be lost or damaged because of some such. So we should not use unnecessary mails. We should not work on the unnecessary mails which is not a authorized one or a trustworthy one. At the same time, you have to visit only the websites which are official, nothing but which are a authorized websites. And softwares also you must download only the authorized software which is a trusty for you. Okay, so these are some of the safeguard measures. At the same time, we should avoid stupid hacker tricks. So just now I have told you about pop-up blockers. Sometimes, even though we have firewall in our system, but some firewalls are unable to block these pop-up blockers. Okay? At that time, we may get this type of messages. Do you want to close this program? Suppose we may think, if we don't want, we may click on no. But if you click on no, or if you click on yes, or if you click on cancel, automatically it is going to be installed or injected into your system. So you should not click on yes, no, or cancel. Better to go for close option. Then it is not infecting our systems. So this is called as pop-up blockers. Okay, even though we have a firewalls, some pop-up blockers, whatever we have installed, they may not work to some extent. So at that time, we may get this type of messages. But we cannot understand. We may think we can cancel. If you click on cancel also, it is going to infect. So better to go for close option. At the same time, you should not be used with infected USB drives and often left unattended by hackers in public places. Nothing but some pen drives. We should not use that type of things. And secure business transactions. One thing I want to say here is, so I told you about a phishing attack where you are going to have some unauthorized mails from unauthorized websites. Always you have to remember that it HTTPS, it always begins with HTTPS, but some fraud mails are from some fraud websites, it may not held with yes. This yes stands for secure. Okay, you are not able to see this type of yes, but we are not observing that. We just simply click on that link. So you have to observe this one also, if it is having with yes or not. Similarly, you can see the diagram here that it is a rounded thing. Here some lock symbol will be there. You have to observe this symbol also in order to enhance your security. So with these things, we can protect our data. And at the same time, whatever we have discussed, at some extent, they may fail. So the best thing is you back up the important information. So no security measure, whatever we have discussed, it is not 100% reliable. Sometimes it may be also be damaged with some other type of hackings. So better we have to take backup of our important information. And sometimes we may have some hardware fails also. So at that time, this backup may help us in order to improve the security. Okay, and we have some recent offsite and secure process documented encryption and testing. So these are the some of the safety measures that we need to take. Suppose by mistake we are affected with any sort of cyber crime, we should not be quiet. We should report that. Okay? So that is cyber incident reporting. There will be we have some official cyber crime stations there we can report that. So if you report that, you have to provide the information which type of hacking you have been done, and you have to give that type of details. And those people, they may ask you some additional information about the hacker. You need to provide that if you have. So you have to support for them so that they can solve that problem. Okay. This is today's topic about cyber security.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Very nice lecture. I request the participants, if you have any doubts, please rise. Madam, I would like to ask you,
Okay, sir.
what are the algorithms available for the cyber security, madam? So that the students or faculty, they can focus on cyber security.
Okay.
Or can we treat cryptography, steganography algorithms, the same comes under this, madam?
Yes, yes, sir. Definitely, sir.
Okay,
Steganography nowadays we are using more, sir.
okay, madam.
We had some old algorithms also which are used in network security cryptography, like RSA, public key, private key, right? So
Okay,
apart from that, nowadays we are going to use mostly with this technographic concept, so that we are taking help of images here to send some keys, sir. So which is difficult for a hacker to find out.
okay, okay. Thank you, madam. So, any participants? Okay. So, thank you, madam, for your nice presentation. I thank all the participants. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving
Thank
this
you.
opportunity. Thank
Thank
you.
you, madam.